Producer Gary Mack once said, "Learn from the past, prepare for the future, perform in the present." I learned a few lessons from the past. So some of them I learned the hard way, but I still utilize them in the present, especially in a leadership position. Toastmasters, ladies. There is one particular event in my life that I always look back and I grab lessons from. Anything that I do, I always look back at this event. When I was 8 years old, my mother came to me and my brothers and sister and said, "I'll be right back. I'm going to go to our old neighbor's house. Jesse, hijo, stay here." "Yes, mother," I said. But I was also rambunctious, and I remembered, well, our old neighbor has a young son who is my friend, and I want to see my friend. So I ran outside trying to catch my mother, but she had already gone in the car and left. So I decided I'm going to keep on running. So I kept on running, which felt like forever, but it was probably just a few minutes. I came to this road, right across was the neighbor's house. I could see my mom's car there. All I had to do was just keep going. And I see at the corner of my eye a car, but I'm thinking, I can do it. I can make it. I start running and the car hits me. I'm on the floor and I have enough consciousness left that I'm able to drag myself from the street to the fire hydrant and I lay against it. And that's when another neighbor came, called the ambulance. So there's a few things I learned that day. One, run faster. Two, listen to your mother. And three, get up and keep moving. You might get hit again. Years later, I get a message from Paul Zirk, and at the time, he was the division director. He had just been elected as division director and asked, "Frank, have you considered being the area director?" I had never heard of this title until Paul mentioned it to me, and I asked him, "Oh, what is it that the area director does?" And he said, "Oh, you do it already, Frank. You visit clubs and you are responsible for the area contest." "Oh, okay, right. Sounds easy enough." And I learned by doing that there are parts that are easy. There are parts that I had already been doing. I had already been visiting clubs. I had already been cordial and talking to members and making friends. The contest was a little bit more difficult, but I was able to learn from others, and that goes to one of the lessons that I learned from that car accident. Listen to your mother, or in this instance, listen to those who are more experienced as you. And I do have a toast mother who I ask questions all the time. That's our world champion of public speaking, Luisa Montalvo. So when I have concerns, she's the one I go to. And she encouraged me to just keep reaching out to club presidents, keep reaching out to the people that I need to reach out. And towards the end of my area director run, she asked me to be her assistant on a trip that she was going to Nashville, Tennessee for their conference. And this was my first conference and also the first time flying in a plane. I have never flown before. I've only seen it in movies. It looked great, but I always had fear. But then I thought, I've already been hit by a car. What else could go wrong? I get on the plane. But before that, I've been praying for days and days. God, please let this plane land safely. Let it be a safe plane ride. And when I get to my seat, I'm sat between a married couple, an elderly couple. And the husband is a pastor, and his wife is the pastor's wife, and they also run a ministry helping others. So I'm in the perfect place. I'm between two godly people. They're talking to me. They're very kind to me. We're talking about ministries. I share them stuff about what I do in my ministries that I'm in, and I tell them about Toastmasters. And the man knew about Toastmasters, so great, we have common ground. It was a fun trip. I got to the airport safely. We get to Nashville, and I'm meeting people. And I'm asking people that have already been in the position that I'm about to enter. Because at this point, that's when I was asked by Amy Espinosa if I wanted to try being a division director. That was a little bit more of a challenge. But one of the lessons that I learned was take a risk, run faster. So why not? I also ask those who are more experienced. So I had some great conversations with people, had a great time, come back ready to serve, ready to be a division director. And for the most part, it's been smooth sailing. There's been areas where I just do what I do. I ask others. And there came to a point where I need an area director, so I asked a few people, and right away people were saying, yes, I'll be area director for this area. I did have area directors for other areas, but I wanted someone that I could work with. And someone volunteered, and they got a better job opportunity, so they had to drop out of the area director role because they were going to pursue that opportunity. It's great, no problem. Someone else was already ready to take their place. And they did a great job. They were one of the area directors that I was starting to count on the most. And they had been doing it for a few months. And then they got a great job opportunity, so they had to drop out. And this time I had no one to rely on. So I took on that extra position. And I learned to be a little bit more resourceful. I was stretching myself farther and farther. And I forgot one of the lessons that I learned, which was ask others for help. Because I was thinking, no, I can do it on my own. I have something to prove, which I have nothing to prove. I had already done something similar before. I was just trying to prove to myself that I could do it. But I said, I'll ask others. And the Toastmasters family really came together. We were able to put on some great TLIs, area contests, division contests. And it has been such a great experience. And I'm proud of my Toastmasters family. The main message that I took away from that was keep going. Whatever obstacles are in your way, just keep going, or you might get hit again. Thank you, Toastmasters.